One of the biggest risks that the world faces right now is the risk that we've brought upon ourselves in terms of the way that we've treated the planet.
We are never going to solve climate change, biodiversity loss, or inequality, these really wicked problems, just by one entity alone.
Experience is proving that collaboration is necessary in all the industries. But in the case of the textile and fashion industry, is particularly relevant because this is a very fragmented industry with thousands of retail members, suppliers, manufacturers, wet processes, spinning mills, fabric mills all around the world, in a lot of cases in developing countries. And it's very difficult for any individual player, even for in our case, a big player or some other of our competitors, to be able to address these challenges without collaboration.
The core issues that I'm dealing with right now are about climate alliances. When firms get together either with one another or with governments and civil society actors in order to make progress on various climate goals. It's useful for not only us to have individual invention and innovative activities, but also to compare our innovations. And that's what happens in alliances. People bring their best ideas, they share them with one another, and then they become even stronger. The speed with which we have to act here and the system's nature of how all these things have to work together would suggest that maybe there's some more benefits from us talking to one another. So alliances are simply that. They're a formal way for firms, and governments, and civil society organizations to speak to one another, share best practice, and to try to urge one another on in terms of ambition, but also provide best practices, governance standards, and more.
As president of the European Chemical Council, how do you advocate for harmonizing environmental standards across the industry?
We have worked with all our ecosystem, and we were 72 CEOs gathering in Antwerp, in Belgium, and we published an Antwerp Declaration, which we handed over to Miss President Ursula von der Leyen. And the call for action was to have an industrial deal in Europe, combining both the former Green Deal and competitiveness. You need to have both. It's like sustainability and profitability. If you have green products, but they're not affordable, and it's not profitable, it's gonna die. And we're demanding few things. One is simplification of the regulatory framework. There is just too much complexity, and we need simplification, simplification, and simplification. Number two, we need demand. We need demand for green products.
I don't necessarily think that we need more climate alliances. I think we need better climate alliances. I think we need alliances that are even more equipped in order to do the work that they say they want to do, which is that everybody comes into the room with, first of all, a sense of trust, which is important for these alliances, with a clear mission for what they want to accomplish, for a willingness to dig a little bit deeper, maybe to bring regulators into the conversation up front or civil society actors into the conversation up front so that there's some accountability measures that go beyond what happens in the firms. And I'd like to see them accomplish more results. So in my future, it's not as if that we go from 150 climate alliances, which we've cataloged, to 300, 600, 1,000. I think it's really about making the ones that exist, or maybe some new ones as well, just to do their job a lot better.